Hi there, welcome to Feisworld Media. My name is Fei Wu, and in this video, I want to talk to you about PodIntelligence. PodIntelligence is an AI-powered and human-verified software created by me and my partner, Adam Leffert. It helps long-form content creators such as podcasters, webinar hosts, writers, documentary filmmakers to find exactly what they're looking for through keywords. In addition, PodIntelligence will also auto-generate micro-content such as clips, under or over 1 minute for you to select from and post on social media, including YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, LinkedIn, TikTok, among others. And in this video, I want to demo to you how it actually works behind the scenes. This is not a super fast-paced product demo. Instead, we're giving you the meaning, the explanation of how to navigate our brand new online clip browser, where you can find your content with a simple login. By the way, this is part of the PRX Podcast Garage webinar we shared with a group of people in January 2023. If you want to experiment with PodIntelligence with your own content, I've left a link below that you can click on and get a free sample. If you have any questions, you can simply contact Adam and myself, and I've left our contact information below as well. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to this community, and I'll see you at the end of the video.
To answer at the strategic level how it does it, NLP finds the keywords, and then we look over to make sure it's correct. So we clean it up, which is part of what we're proud of, is that it never gets it all. So we kind of spackle and plaster over the differences to bring it to a high level of quality.
Okay, so it's gonna make me log into Feisworld. Let's see how well that goes. Because Feisworld has way too many clips and 15,000. But basically what we're doing here is we're showing, the number of episodes and then the keywords. So Adam, I think this one, for instance, under keywords, there are a lot of things that we will mention, even within 3 to 5 episodes. You might not even realize this, but artificial intelligence is going to pick up keywords that are relevant or think it's relevant. And so what we do is, this is the part where we work with our clients to understand, and then we actually become almost like a listener and watchers to help them see what's really interesting. So if I were to, like, for instance, just what is accusation audit? And by the way, this is kind of plowing through 15,000 or so clips, and there I have it. I mean, literally, we have this is like 8 years of demo content in there. I was going to show you guys a much smaller example, but could be more interesting. Now you can see it picked out my live stream based on the keyword accusation audit and who the speaker is. And here, you can see the transcript with that as well. And so to me, by the way, like, this is the level of content that I've been trying to get to, because otherwise, previously, there's just no way. Like, I have to literally try to remember the episode, and then I would just give up looking at 30 minutes, 1 hour worth of content. But now, if somebody wants to learn specifically about accusation audit, somebody wants to learn how to make their first $1,000, how to be a successful podcaster, or I'm sure after today's recording, there are going to be tips around how to launch your podcast on YouTube. Now I can go to those clips immediately. Now I'm going to just say one more thing. As I'm interviewing more people around the same domain, like other YouTube strategists, other podcasters, now I can create compilations of their answers. It would be really interesting, by the way, people agree, disagree with each other. They tried out different things. So now you can look at all the specific content all together on one page. Now, there are different filters, as you can see here. We have episode filter. We have, I don't have to, it's going to load like crazy, given the number of clips.
Like, let it catch up. It'll do what you want it to do.
Okay, so we have keywords, we have speakers, we have media, so you can filter on audio, video, or both, and publishing date, and even duration of that as well, right? Like, I wanted under 45 seconds and 1 to 2 minutes. So I don't want to get into the too much nitty gritty. If you have any, some interest, again, my email is hello@feisworld.com, feisworld.com. But Adam, feel free to jump in and, maybe clarify any questions here.
So quickly, what's the point, right? There's 2 things that PodIntelligence helps you do. One is helps you look at your content and look at themes. So you can just click on keywords and say, what have I talked about? so that you want to write a blog post, you say, let me pick out something, or let me find what they call a through line through my writing. The second thing is to look for create micro content. So you've done this YouTube because it's kind of the top of the food chain. You want a 1-minute clip that you can post to Instagram or TikTok or LinkedIn. So these clips are already made for you. That's the most important thing. You literally don't have to do anything except send over the episodes. So for each episode, maybe there'd be 20 or 25 keywords that we have an AI backend service that we license that finds them. And then for each clip, for each keyword, there's maybe 3 or 4 clips. And the text is there, everything's there. You can just preview it, 1 click to download, upload it right onto your platform. So it's either to help you look through, and rather than, in 30 episodes thinking, what did I listen to? Click once, those are the keywords. So those are the important concepts. And then you can go from keywords to clips that can be published as audiograms, the little oscilloscope thing runs, quote cards, videograms. And the purpose of that to finish is to find new people, is for customer acquisition. So whereas long form content, a half an hour interview that you would do brings people closer, they really appreciate you, they want to learn more from you, but you got to find the people somewhere. So the short form content, the micro content, spreads out into the world so that people that might not have discovered you can kind of fall into your net and then kind of fall in love with the longer form that they listen to and want.
That is a good point that I don't think I had a chance to really get in there, is that as a podcaster, as a content creator, especially we are long form content creators. If you do interviews, you're long form content creators. And we want people to fall in love and choose our episodes, choose our podcast. But the problem is, if you look at the drop-off rate, is that people tend to, these days, people's average attention is like 3, 5, 7 seconds. If sometimes we insert a commercial, sometimes you introduce the show, people are gone and they have to be really committed. And I notice, like, when it comes to listenership, a lot of people listen to the first, of course, 5, 10, 15 minutes. And I go, but the better content is actually the second half. In this case, David G is so brilliant, talked about ancient teaching. And I really wish they can get to that clip. Well, it's not really the listener's responsibility to get to the part that you want them to get to. So now you have other platforms such as YouTube and social media to tease that out. And that is really the power of social media, not for the sake of creating a social media account. It's more like, how could you tease out your content so people might want to consume the full episode? It's almost like the trailer, right? Like many of us still, I don't know if you watch Netflix or Hulu. Oftentimes, I'm someone who like to watch the trailer to see if this may be something I might like. And now you'll notice on even these major platforms, there's more than one trailer. For years, it was just one thing, like it or not. Now there are multiple trailers you can find on YouTube. That's the reason people want to find different angles to approach and to attract their audience.
If your guests aren't famous, how are you going to attract the viewers, right? Again, I used to write titles. Kind of nobody cares about titles. So you try to write something clever and people don't read it. They're just scrolling through. But so many people on their phones, so many people looking at video. So, that person, your guest or yourself speaking, could be instantly captivating. There's an old saying, you can't taste the watermelon by licking the skin. So this kind of it's like more of that person who hands out the samples at the mall, right? Not just looking at a cold menu. So if you're getting started out, if you don't know how to, there's 2 million, maybe 4 million podcasts, how are they going to look at my stuff? You get the micro content out there, you get those little video clips out there, and the people who want to hear about the history of this radio niche, this radio community, people that want to hear about your conversations, people that want to hear about trying. Lastly, it's instant. So I feel like, when I have single friends, you try to introduce them to somebody. I don't really think you need the candlelight and the bottles of wine and stuff. You put the 2 people in the same room, they know if they like each other. So I think the same is true with the micro content. It puts your best stuff or your good stuff out there. And you need, even if you have a few hour-long things, that could be, you'll generally pick 3 or 4 out of each. so you can kind of spread it out there. And people will agree, whether it's YouTube or podcasting or blogs, nobody knows what's going to be popular. Nobody knows what's going to move people. And all the biggest, famous, much more famous than those people will tell you that, which is why you got to put so much stuff out there. Feisworld has had maybe 4 major like boosts of energy that have sent it along. We would have no idea what they would be. And the certain posts that made that viral isn't quite the word, but that made that really kind of catch fire, nobody knows. So that's the reason to just kind of merely ship, just keep it out there. And whether you use our stuff or not, our tools or not, you know, either way, just get those things out there in front of people so they can say, yeah, that's me. That's what I want to know more about.
The final thing I'll say about micro content is like, how come you didn't do this before? As in, I didn't do this before. It was just a lot of work. If you're into video editing, audio editing, for you to, you know, upload everything and slice it, listen to it, slice it out and export it. Frankly, it's a lot of work. And whereas, you know, when it comes to artificial intelligence, building tools like this would just automate things, because AI understand more or less when a sentence begins, when it ends, it's not 100% accurate. Ours is really pretty good. And worst case scenario, you can always like trim it a little bit as opposed to starting from zero. That's really the reason.